Hi, this is Sty-Low, STY-LOW, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. Yeah.
Left to the left, we see it striving. To the right, drum to the steering. To the depths of hell, it is diving. Trying to break it to the heaven like a Holy Spirit.
All right, so we got the one and only Stylo jumping off the porch with us today. Welcome, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
Happy to be here.
I appreciate you pulling up on us too, man.
Sure, man. I saw like a whole bunch of legends sitting here, so I'm like, you know what, though? I might be at the right place.
Absolutely, man, and all the way from Canada too,
Yeah, man. Do you have any other Canadians that came here?
I can't think that I have.
There you
Not
go.
people that were actually living in Canada at the time. So you might be the first.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like the soldier boy of this thing, right?
There you go.
First one to do it.
So what brings you to Atlanta besides jumping off the porch with us, man? What else you got planned while you're here, man? Or you just in and out with it?
I mean, to be honest with you, I always wanted to come here, visit, and make some connections and everything.
Okay.
So, plus I'm in good company. So, it's a Georgia Peaches, whatever the word is. So, yeah.
And you said this is your first time in Atlanta, right?
First time.
True.
First time.
Have you been able to go out and see the city yet, or?
To be honest, not. Maybe tonight I might try to look at what Magic City or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, I might.
What's today? Saturday? I say Blue Flame.
Oh yeah?
Do the Blue Flame on Saturday.
I trust your expertise, man. Yeah, because I got here, and I was tired, so I just stayed at a hotel, and tonight might be the night.
Okay, that's
sure.
good, man. Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into the story. So you're actually born in the Ivory Coast, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, West Africa, was born in Ivory Coast. My family, on my mom's side, is from France. So my dad met my mom in France, they moved to Ivory Coast, so we've been going back and forth.
Okay.
So French is actually my first language.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shoot. So you grew up in between the Ivory Coast and France then?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then at one point there was like a civil war in Ivory Coast, so we kind of had to flee because a whole bunch of stuff was happening, so it was some crazy stuff, so
Oh, wow. Shoot.
Yeah, around like 2000.
Yeah.
And I mean, the situation is not really better now, but it's kind of like in between. So, yeah, so that's kind of the backstory.
Do you still have family there? Do you still go back and visit or no?
I mean, my dad's side is still there. Most of my siblings are in France.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't been there in a while, to be honest with you.
True.
Yeah.
So growing up, did you have a preference, like, I'd rather be in France or I'd rather be in Ivory Coast, or did it matter to you, man?
I mean, the thing is, when it comes to like school, it was either or, right? So if I was doing the whole school thing in France, I would go for the holidays in Ivory Coast. If I was in the whole school thing in Ivory Coast, back and forth. So it was French everywhere anyway, so
Okay.
it wasn't really like a big issue for me.
Yeah.
It's not like I had a choice either way. You know what I'm saying?
And what were some of your hobbies as a kid coming up? Like, were you always into music, or what was you doing as a kid, man?
Honestly, my dad was playing my dad was into like salsa music, like Cuban stuff. So he was playing a whole bunch of music. And I didn't really know anything about being involved in it, but it's something that was always a part of me, right? When I used to sing, I used to do a lot of, let's say, impersonation, meaning that I would always sing a song in the person's like voice.
Okay.
So I didn't really know my own voice until I recorded my first stuff, right?
Shoot.
So I was always into like, music, but I mean, as a kid, you like watch TV, have fun, play basketball or whatever. Plus, Ivory Coast is kind of hot. I don't know if it's as hot as here, I don't know, but yeah, so it was cool. It was cool. I had a great childhood for sure.
And how'd you get introduced to rap music then, American rap music?
Okay, so basically, it was actually French rappers.
Okay.
So we used to look at like hip hop, but it wasn't really something that we thought that we could do because we didn't understand the language, right? So it was more like an American thing. So when people started rapping in French, that's when I was like, okay, maybe I can do that too. Especially when you start to understand the fact that you got to rhyme the words and everything. So I went from that to actually looking up lyrics online. That's pretty much how I learned to speak English, right? I was getting the songs, looking for the lyrics, and learn the lyrics, and I was listening to the way they were saying things. Because I didn't want to sound like the French guy speaking French, you know what I'm saying, with the French accent or whatever. So I was like, okay, I see that this guy is from the West Coast, he sounds like that, this guy's from Millennium, he sounds like that. And I was like, okay, I want to say whatever sounded cool to me, right? That was before the right there and all that stuff. I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would be saying there instead of there, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
And what drew you to the American rap culture at the time too, man?
I mean, to be honest, it's everywhere. It's really hard to escape it, right? Like North American, I would say hip hop culture dominates the whole world. You got people in Japan rapping, so you cannot really escape it, right? So you have to. So I had no choice but to be. And another thing I would say is because, again, the French rappers and everything, and I was always drawn to that for some reason. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how'd you end up in Canada? And did you always live in Toronto too?
Yeah, basically because of whatever was happening in Ivory Coast and stuff. So some of my siblings moved to France, and I chose to move to Canada because I didn't really, I mean, French was cool, but I was tired of speaking French. So, and I was, like I said, I was always attracted to the English. And when it comes to the immigration process, it was way easier to go to Canada than to come to the States, right?
Really?
So
Okay.
I did that, and then, yeah, ended up there.
And-
Yeah, I always been in Toronto, yeah.
And did you know anyone in Toronto at the time?
I mean, yeah, the person that's ended up being my baby mama, whatever. Yeah, I definitely knew her because she was into music as well, right? So
Okay.
we kind of connected that way, and then yeah, so that was the main person that I knew there. Yeah.
And was that an easy transition moving to Toronto at the time? Or, like I said, you probably didn't know too much English at the time, right?
No, I actually did because
Okay.
because of the funny enough because of all the songs like because my favorite group is Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? So I would listen to this stuff, rap
Well, if
this
you can
stuff.
understand Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I can't even understand half the
There you
things they
go.
say.
That's how I developed myself. So I was actually recording songs in English before I even moved to Canada.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so I stopped rapping in French for a long time, right? So yeah, so when I moved there, it was an easy transition because when you're already somewhere mentally, my body just needed to be there. So I was already there mentally, and yeah, it was easy. Beside the crazy cold, I wasn't ready for that because I was like, whoa. You know, sometimes, and that's another funny thing. A lot of people that rap in hot countries, like say African countries or whatever, when we watch American music videos and we see the guys with like big sweaters and everything or jackets, if we don't see the snow, we don't know it's cold. So pretty much you think that it's like the style, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of, so you
Half
have
the time, it kind of is the style,
I
too,
mean,
man.
so
You
you
had
have some
Pimp
people
C
like,
wearing the chinchilla in Miami.
I feel you on that. So I guess it's an international thing, yeah. But yeah, the cold is crazy in Canada. But you know, it's kind of cold here too though, right now.
Yeah. So when you first start releasing music in English, like what type of feedback were you getting at that time too, man?
To be honest, people didn't believe that I wasn't, because I was doing it from Ivory Coast and France, right? So because of the way I was sounding, people thought that I was actually already there. So when I was to tell them, no, I'm a French guy that rap in English or whatever, they're like, man, stop lying, man. What are you talking about? You know? That's why even I have a song called Different, and I'm like, I'm a French dude rapping better than you in English. So because I've been developing that stuff, people were like, okay, because I make my own beat as well, right? So it was always good feedback, but I definitely know that my English got better and better, especially the way I was saying words and everything.
Yeah.
And I was always, and the reason why my name is Stylo is because I used to have asthma when I was a kid, like bronchitis and everything. So I don't like screaming. So that's why I have the whisper.
So that's how you came up with the whistle.
Pretty much, that's why my name is Sty-Low.
Did you always rap like that too, or
Yeah, I
did you
always did.
start off kind of aggressive and?
No, I always wanted to be like cool, you know. But when I was rapping in French, it was more like a laid-back type of vibe, right? But then because the tone is different when it comes to the language. So when I started doing it in English, I started doing more my name is Stylo, that thing.
Yeah.
I started doing that way more. But then it was like, my name is Stylo. It was cool, you know. That's why I call my style the whisper roars, because I'm whispering, but it's kind of like a roar, you know. So yeah.
And who would you list as your musical influences? I know you mentioned Bone Thugs.
Facts. I mean, bone. Yeah, but I mean, obviously you can't escape Tupac.
Okay.
Yeah, I was more drawn to the West Coast, to be honest with you. And the funny thing is, because of the sound, right? But the early Southern rappers like Outkast and Goody Mob or whatever, they also had that sound, the kind of G-funk sound. So I didn't even know that Atlanta was not on the West Coast. I didn't know,
really?
I didn't know that Cleveland wasn't on the West Coast. It's later on when Master P came out and he started having that Southern sound, like make him say hunt and stuff like that. That's when you started the know, okay, so you have the South as well. Because remember, people were talking about East Coast, West Coast.
Oh yeah.
And it's later on they're talking about like South, East, West, and when it comes to North, I guess they talk about us, but yeah.
So were you a big Master P fan growing up then?
For sure.
Okay.
I mean, he was known even like from France and everything because he was supposed to be the richest rapper ever, right? So yeah, I remember the first MTV Crib that I saw, he had like golden ceilings and all that stuff. I'm like, holy stuff, okay. So yeah, Master P for sure.
Yeah. And what was the music scene like in Toronto when you first moved there? Because I know there's a lot of different sounds that come out of Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of the same thing. Like, Toronto was heavily influenced by New York, so it was really like that. So sounding more like Brooklyn and stuff like that. But when I think the thing that really changed things was when Drake blew up, right? So because of the fact that he was signed to people like Lil Wayne and everything, so the sound changed as well. Because even here, I believe that now you can hear a guy from New York, you won't really know he's from New York because he raps on beats that sound like from here, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was the same thing. Toronto has, I mean, I would say that Toronto has a sound, but I think it's more like Toronto has a certain type of accents. So for those who are born there, they have a certain slang, and because they have a lot of like Caribbean influences. So they use a lot of Jamaican slang and stuff like that. So well,
Yeah,
I'm not born. I wasn't born there, so I don't do that. But that's pretty much the Toronto sound.
Yeah, because I figure, I look at Toronto kind of like New York, where you get people from all over the world that move there too. So it's a lot of different cultures that are staying in Toronto.
Because I mean, people like The Weeknd is like Ethiopian. You got the other guy Nav, he's Indian. So you have a lot of different, for sure, cultures over there.
And were you networking with a lot of Toronto artists when you first moved out there?
Not really. When I first got there, I was, like I said, my baby mama and stuff like that, right? So we were doing our thing. And because she knew people because she was born there, right? So she knew people, but when her and I kind of split, I mean totally split, I started doing my own thing. So there was a rapper there that was super known, his name is Infinite, and he used to be in a group called Ghetto Concept. And Ghetto Concept is the first Canadian group that was like played on BET or whatever, right? So I kind of linked up with him, we did a few things, but I mean, it's good to start, to get to know people, but then I've always been pretty independent in everything that I do, right? So I don't really want to bother people. I feel like I need a crutch. So I linked up with him. He gave me a few like gems and all that stuff, and I kept doing my thing.
And how were you pushing your music at the time? Were you just relying strictly on the internet, or were you going around city to city kind of pushing it?
Pretty much, because not really being familiar with the different neighborhood or whatever. And I guess I was lucky because I was always like an IT type of guy, right? So yeah, it was definitely, I started with MySpace, you know. And then from MySpace, I went to Facebook. Then after Facebook, I went on Instagram. Yeah. I'm not on TikTok yet. I think
gotta get on TikTok.
It's too many apps, man. It's too many apps. Like I'm not on Snapchat. You have to have Snapchat, TikTok, whatever. It's too much. So yeah, for now, I'm only on YouTube and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you built up quite a following on YouTube. Like
for
most of your videos got over 1 million views.
For sure,
man.
because I'm like I said, because of the fact that I have people like in France and Ivory Coast, so my stuff is more international. So that's what helped me for sure.
Where would you say most of your listeners come from, like when you look at the analytics and everything?
I see a lot of Paris.
Okay.
Definitely, even though they don't really understand what I'm saying. I see a lot of Paris. I see a lot of New York. I mean, I would love to say Toronto, but Toronto doesn't really support until you make it super, super big. However, especially for somebody like me, right? Because I don't really have like a family there. I don't really have people. But if you come from a certain neighborhood, you're gonna have people follow you and support you because they knew you since you were born, right? Me, I'm more like an outsider, so I really had to like push. Yeah. Okay. For sure.
And what was one of the first songs to really take off for you, to really make you a believer out of this too?
The first song that I got, because I did a song I call Unbreakable.
Okay.
That was cool, but it didn't really get much. I mean, it got like 100,000 or something like that.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. But the first video that I did that got 1 million views was Right in the Vib'n.
Okay.
And I think it's because of the fact that, you know, when you start like pushing like the production and having like because I always wanted to do like great production. And that was the first video that I shot with a red cam. So the quality was pretty up there. So when people saw it, a lot of people thought that I was signed or something, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing that. That's why everything else that I do, like most of my videos, I like to make them like a short film because I really wanna give everything to the people, right? Not just give them like a little bits and pieces or whatever, So.
And I feel like that's gonna help you stand out, especially with this day and age, everyone just doing run and gun videos.
Exactly.
And are you very hands-on with your music videos when it comes to the treatments and everything?
Yeah. Everything comes from me.
Okay.
Yeah, I write everything from the treatment, from the to the dialogues. I even score it, like I make beats for certain scenes or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, everything. But I'm working with big guys. Shout out to Brown Guy and TK. They really understand my vision because most of the time when when I used to go and try to deal with directors, they would be like, I don't know, that's kind of like, I don't know if I can do this or not. But these guys are like, oh, let's go, because they're so used to, again, rappers that want to just rap in front of, but whatever, to each his own, right? But some people just want to rap in front of the car, whatever. Me, I really want to make a movie, right? And every single video that I do has a different concept, right? So they're really, I'm really happy with them because they support my vision for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's important to have that type of chemistry with your directors too.
For sure. Definitely.
Going back to Riding the Vib'n, do you remember making the song? Like, what was the inspiration and everything? What were you going through that day?
Well, Riding the Vib'n is really describing how you feel when you driving around and listen to some good music, right? So I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I couldn't make up a story and say I was driving or riding. At one point, I don't remember what it was, but I used to make beats, like just make beats, right? So I have about 400 to 500 beats on my computer. So sometimes I just go through them, and whenever I listen to a beat and it starts like talking to me or something, and I start like visualizing something, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write it. So when it came to Riding the Vib'n, I made the beat, and then I would listen to it, and then because it has that West Coast feel, so I was thinking about like driving, and yeah, that's how I came up with it.
And did you expect it to take off like it did?
I mean, you don't really expect things to take off, but you want them to, because I felt like I wasn't gonna just put it out just to put it out. Everything that I do, I believe in taking ownership in everything you do, right? I don't feel like I do something and then leave it to the universe. I feel like two kind of people: the people that let things happen and people that make things happen, right? So yeah, I definitely wanted to make it happen. And also, I was lucky because that's when I first started bubbling on Instagram, and I had over, I think, 14 ladies in that video.
True.
So that definitely helped because everybody was sharing and everything. So yeah, that definitely helped. Yeah, for sure.
And walk us through your creative process. Do you normally write your raps, or do you punch in and do, or do you do a little bit of both? Or?
No, I write. I make the beat first.
Okay.
I make the beat first, and then I listen to the beat and I come up with a chorus, a hook, or whatever. And then yeah, I start writing the verse. So sometimes I will write the first verse or first few bars and then come back to it later. Because the thing with me is that once the song is done, I need to start thinking about shooting the video. This is why, to be honest, I don't really write that much or record that much, because I have about, let's say, 5 to 6, 7 songs ready, but I didn't record them yet. I have the beat, I wrote them. Like the next one that I'm gonna do is called DOPE, that's my determination on point every day. So I plan on shooting the video in April next year. So I will go into the studio and record it maybe in January or whatever.
Okay.
Because that way, everything that I have in mind, like the ad-libs and everything, the harmonies when I sing and everything's like fresh. So that's pretty much what it is, the creative process.
Sounds like you're really strategic with your releases too. Yeah. Like you're not dropping 10 videos a year. It's like 1 or 2, but you put a lot of plan and thought into it.
Yeah, I believe in quality over quantity. You know, I never was a big fan of flooding the market because there's nothing good about a flood. You know what I mean? So I like to be strategic and take my time. Even if I might release 1 video a year or whatever, I want to make sure that 1 video is promoted to the fullest. You know, like the last one that I did, War. I mean, I reached like 1 million. I don't know. It was released like 7 months ago, right? And then I did the what's the thing? From the Block. Exactly.
Yep. That's at 500,000 too.
Exactly. So once I did that, I was like, you know what though? Maybe it's time for me to try to cross over to the States. You know, because I did a lot of stuff in Toronto, and From the Block was my first ever. It was my first time in New York too. So
really?
So it was the first ever American thing that I did. So I'm like, you know what? After that, let me just go. Maybe
might be onto something here though, man.
And maybe that's what I'm supposed to be. So yeah, pretty much yeah.
So walk us through the creative process for War.
Okay, so War, it was kind of the same thing. I was listening to the beats, a whole bunch of beats and stuff like that. And when I heard that one, funny enough, I envisioned myself with a AK behind a wall or something like that. And I'm like, okay, that made me think about War. And the fact is, I don't cuss in my raps. I chose not to do that because, I mean, again, everybody does what they want to do. But I have 2 reasons. I have 2 daughters. So before I had daughters, I was like, okay, I was talking a lot of sexual stuff in my music and stuff like that, even though it's French and English, but they speak both languages. So once I had my kids, I was like, no, I'm not gonna cuss anymore in my music. And second, because I'm a French guy, it's to me, so many words that I can use being a fan of the English language, so I don't have to say the same words all the time. And again, not to disrespect nobody, but everybody does what they want. But if you listen to a lot of raps these days, you can hear the same words, the same subject, the same thing. That's why I'm like, okay. So I don't, yeah. So when it came to war, because of the fact that I actually, like I said, I experienced real war, like Civil War, whatever. So that's not really something that I push as far as negativity. So I was like, okay, you know what though? I'm just gonna write it and say that my words are like guns or whatever, like something, like compare like a metaphor using my rap style as saying that I'm here to kill white music, pretty much, you know? So that's pretty much
it's like a concept song.
Pretty much, pretty much.
And did it take off right away as soon as you put out the video, or?
I mean, there was anticipation because I'm, like I said, strategic. When I shot the video, I was already promoting the fact that I shot the video, and I would drop like a few little teasers here and there. So yeah, it was definitely, yeah. I wasn't expecting to take off that fast, but I was, like I said, everything that I do, I wanted to get there. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I will make sure to get there. So yeah.
And what made you want to link up with From the Block?
I mean, it was a big platform, and I was feeling like I actually went everywhere I was supposed to go as far as Toronto, right? So to me, there was nothing left for me to do there. So I was like, okay, let me try American stuff. And again, I'm all about quality, not quantity. So I always look at the platform that I feel are the biggest ones, or the one that make the most sense. I don't want to be on all platforms, but I want to be on the right platforms. So that's the reason why I went to From the Block for sure.
Okay. And what was your experience going to New York for the first time? Did you get to do some sightseeing, or was it mostly in and out?
Oh yeah. So the first thing that I did, like, I only stayed there for a day, to be honest with you. So I got there around, let's say, because it's only an hour flight. So I got there, and when I landed, I went straight to the address for the From the Block thing. So they got there. It was quick though. They got there. We shot like 15 minutes, like 3 angles or whatever, and they were gone. So I'm like, okay, so what can I do now? So I started Googling stuff. Okay, Statue of Liberty. So I went there, and I did everything, like sightseeing. I don't remember what day it was, but I think it was some holiday. I don't know what it was, but I was at Times Square. It was like busy like crazy. So I didn't even go back to my hotel.
Really?
Yeah, I stayed out all night, and then I went straight to the airport. Yeah, I was like, okay, this is a city that never sleeps. I'm like, okay, interesting. Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, that's how you're supposed to do it too, man. Exactly. There's so much to see, man.
Oh yeah. But now that I'm here, I'm like, you know what? My next From the Block, I might do it here for sure. Yeah.
And how'd you get into making beats? Was it just your love for music, or were you looking for certain beats that no one else was making, or?
To be honest with you, I was always into making music, right? Even though I didn't know how to. So what happened was, I used to rap with a guy, right? And he had a neighbor that happened to have like a keyboard. So he told me, you know, this guy can make beats or whatever. So I went there, and I had a lot of beats in my head. So I would have the whole beats constructed in my head, like from the bass line to everything in my head. The instrument that I wanted, everything. So I would tell him, I want this, and he would play the stuff, I want that instrument. So I started doing that. And then one day my brother came home with Fruity Loops, you know? So I'm like, okay, I might try that. And once I tried it, I was okay. I ended up making like 1,000 beats or whatever. So
Wow.
And yeah, because I always wanted to, again, because of Bone Thugs Harmony and Dr. Dre and all that stuff, I always wanted to make beats. But the crazy part for me is that I didn't know what sampling was. So I always came up from the top of my head with the melodies and everything, because I thought that these guys did the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Not knowing that you were sampling.
Exactly. So to be honest, I was like, wow, they're so creative. How do they come up with these melodies, right? So I can't lie, I got kind of disappointed when I found out what it was. I'm like, wow, you just play the whole thing and just add stuff. But I mean, whatever. So yeah, so I like to. I don't sample. I never even tried. I don't sample. Everything that I do is like, yeah, from the melody. So I don't know if some beats might sound the same because I'm sampling myself in my head. I don't know, but yeah, I don't use anything but Fruity Loops. And the funny thing, I still use Fruity Loops 3.
You're on 3?
Trust
Aren't
me.
they up to like 50 or something?
Trust me, they are like to FL Studio, whatever. But to me, it's like I feel like I'm a cook, right? So the Fruity Loops 3 is my pot, and I just import sounds, right? So I import the high quality sounds, and I just use the the software to make the beat. So yeah, I still use Fruity Loops 3. Everything that you hear is Fruity Loops 3.
It makes sense because if that's what you're comfortable using,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Why switch it up, man?
It works for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And do you cook up a lot of different vibes when you're making beats, or is it mostly on the same path? Or
I can do anything, but when it comes to myself, I like to alternate. I don't think I can because it's when it comes to the boom bap, I think it's very like sample heavy, and I don't sample, right? So I'm always doing either the West Coast sound like the Rattin' and Vib'n, or what used to be the Southern. You know, now it's everywhere. So War, I would say, has more of that Southern vibe, I would say, with the BPM and everything. And the song that I did before, Captivating, is more like a West Coast. So I always go between that.
So all your songs are self-produced? Or
Yeah,
do you
everything.
work with other producers too? Or?
No. I mean, everything starts by Another Beat by Stylo. That's me.
Okay.
So yeah, so far. But you never know. Maybe one day I will maybe do a whole project with just producers that I like, because that way I don't have to worry about anything but write.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can try that. But so far, yeah, I just do my own thing.
Who's some producers that you're a fan of?
I mean, Dr. Dre, Pharrell, Timbaland, everybody. Of course, DJ Unique. He made most of the Bone Thugs Harmony stuff.
Yeah. He's so underrated too, man.
I know. Yeah, I hope he's on the next Bone album. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot of producers, man, that I like. There's a new guy that I really like, young. What's his name? Cash Cobain.
Okay.
His sound is so different. I really like it. So I respect that. But when it comes to the older people, yeah, yeah, mostly West Coast. Obviously DJ Quick. Yeah, all that West Coast stuff, you know? Okay. For sure.
And you mentioned your next single. I know you haven't recorded it yet, but what type of vibe is this song going to be on?
It's definitely going to be, let's say 140 BPM. So that's the equivalent of like 70 BPM. So kind of slow, fast rapping or whatever. So most like, let's say, more like a Bone Thugs Harmony type of vibe. And the song is called DOP, so Determination on Point Every Day. Okay. So that's pretty much talking about, again, like never giving up, being focused and working on your goals. So that'll be the vibe for sure. Very melodic for sure.
Plans to drop an album, or like you said, you just focus on one or two singles each year?
Yeah, I think albums don't really make sense these days. You know, back then it made sense, but I'm more like I was a single-driven artist, I would say. You never know. One day I might compile all those and drop something. Yeah. But right now it's more like I'm more about the single, whatever. Yeah.
Which makes sense again, because consumers, their attention span is so short these days. They don't even want to sit down and listen to a whole album.
Exactly. So yeah, I'd rather do singles better for me for sure. And I have like I said, I have like 5, 6, 7 ones like lined up in my head, so I know when I will do them. I made a beat, the songs are written, but not recorded yet or whatever. So yeah, so that's the vibe. And
what's your label situation like? You independent or are you signed?
Fully. Determination on Point Every Day. That's me.
Okay.
Me, myself, and I. I mean, I have a partner. His name is Ibrahim, in the back. That's my dude right there. He's from Ivory Coast as well, so kind of linking up, So yeah. But other than that, yeah, I'm self everything.
Are you interested in signing with a label? Like if they step to you with the right situation, would you be open to it?
Funny enough, we had a conversation in the car. Like, it doesn't really make sense these days. Because remember, a deal is a loan. You know what I'm saying? So basically, whatever money they give you, they want you to recoup that. And now, on top of that, they have to feel like they have a say as far as what you can rap about, what you can do. I'm not really interested in that. But like you said, if there was a good situation, maybe. But I feel like I have to build myself in order to have enough leverage so that basically I have to get to the point where I don't need them, and maybe need them for like distribution or whatever. But you already have that either way when it comes to the platforms and everything. So, I mean, a record deal these days used to be a dream, but now it's not really that. So I'm not really looking for anything of the sort, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I tell artists all the time, you're better off just getting like a personal loan.
For sure.
Just investing into yourself.
Exactly.
Because the interest that you pay back is a lot lower than you go through a label.
Exactly. And now you have the possibility with social media to be your own everything. Like your Instagram is your media division, your YouTube is your TV, whatever, right? So you can do everything on your own, and people do everything on their own. So it doesn't really make sense to sacrifice that especially that freedom, right? Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I'm good so far.
No, I agree with you, man.
For sure.
Mention having 2 daughters, man. Talk about fatherhood, man, and how has this changed your life, if it has?
Well, I mean, before having kids, I was living for me, and now I live for them. Actually, today's my 12-year-old birthday. So she.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my first one is gonna be 19 on December 25th, so Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I started young. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's everything, right? Especially on top of that, the girls, right? So girls, I know that the father is everything. So this is why they are my motivation. Actually, my first daughter was a reason why I stopped rapping in French. I was like, okay, I want to take this to another level because I want to be able to take care of her. And she's the reason why I started rapping English in the first place. So yeah, fatherhood is everything for me. Yeah, my kids are my everything, for sure.
Absolutely, man.
That's why I'm trying to be, I'm not gonna say a role model for everybody, but at least, and at least when it comes to them, I'm very open with them as far as what I do. And this is why, like I said, I don't cuss in my raps. And another thing, when it comes to my videos, I mean, I like to have pretty ladies, I mean, you see, in my videos and everything, but I don't, there's no twerking in my videos, there's none of that, because I mean, people do what they want to do, but I'm more into the, you know, when you used to look at the 90s videos, it was all about how beautiful the woman was and all that stuff, so I like sexy, but I like classy, you know? So that's pretty much my vibe as well.
Yeah, the videos in the 90s, they're unmatched, I feel like.
That's my point. And Director X is from Toronto, right? He did a lot of big videos, so that's another person that we kind of look up to in Toronto. So we see all the videos that he did for Aaliyah and all that stuff, so it's like, yeah, you know, Aaliyah was like, yeah, she was, you know? So I'm trying to match that, but because again, I'm trying to set a good example for my daughters, right? Because I cannot have like doing some crazy stuff in my videos and all that stuff, and then tell my daughter like, don't do that, don't, you know? Yeah, because hey, she hears everything, right? All the rappers, all the whatever. So at least I try to set an example. I mean, you cannot force them or control them, but at least you can try to do your part and be like, okay, at least I try to set a standard for you, you know? So that's really what it is.
Yeah, it's all about guiding them down the right path.
For sure, and they can make their own choices.
Yep.
Exactly.
2026, right around the corner. What's some plans, what's some goals you got set for the new year, man?
DOPE, for sure. I'm definitely gonna record it when I go back to Toronto. I'm gonna record a song. I'm gonna shoot a video around April. I'm gonna drop it maybe, I don't know, May, whatever. Okay. And I'm definitely gonna do another from the block. I might come back here. I'm definitely gonna be in Atlanta a lot more for sure. You know, so yeah. To be honest, I'm already in 2027.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, my 2026 is like already like planned out. So yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely ready for the next year. You know. Yep. Most definitely.
What's some advice? What's some words of encouragement you would share to the kids coming up right now?
Believe in yourself. I mean, if I was able to talk to my 18-year-old self, I would say you were right. You were totally right. To believe in yourself, never give up. You know, I always say the only way to fail is giving up. Because a lot of people around you might see where you're gonna go, because they know that they cannot or they don't have the willpower to do that. They will tell you, oh, don't do that, you can't do that. Not because they can stop you, because they know that only you can stop you, right? So they're gonna try to discourage you, don't go. So yeah, believe in yourself, and yeah, go to school. You know, do what you gotta do, but make sure that you are very much aware of who you are, and don't let anybody tell your own story. Don't look at yourself through other people's eyes. You know who you are, learn who you are, and yeah, follow your dreams for sure.
Wise words right there.
Yeah, man.
Sure. Go ahead and plug your social media so everyone knows where to follow you at, man.
So Instagram, because I only have Instagram, so it's Mr. DOPE, so MISTER_D.O.P.E, Mr. DOPE, and on YouTube, Stylo. And I have beautiful ladies, so you guys want to tell your Instagram as well?
Follow me at TheRealEYONIA.
And you can follow me at Worldwide Trend, TRIN.
That's worldwide. International stuff, you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you did it right, man.
Hey, man.
Any shout outs you want to give before we get you out of here, bro?
I mean, shout out to you guys, man. Thanks for having me, and yeah, that's not only my first time in Atlanta, but that's my first ever American interview, right?
True.
So, you know, thanks a lot for having me, for sure.
No problem, man.
Sure, man.
Appreciate you.
Much respect.
Yep.
Left to the left, music is driving to the right, drum to the steering, to the depths of hell. It is diving, trying to break it to the heaven like a Holy Spirit.